Ava Chris Tyson. This is where the stream gets demonetized. So
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, get your super chats in, your Rumble rants in. You save some money for Melonie later. She streams at 9 Eastern, and she's got a big Jeep payment now, and obviously impending repairs to deal with. But now I want to talk about, by the way, 5,000 people on Rumble. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yay!
If you're enjoying the show, all I ask is that you click the follow button down below. We're live Monday through Friday at 1 Eastern. And Melonie's with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Stick Sex and Hammer is with me on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then Friday, it's just little old me and sometimes a guest. Last week we had Ron Coleman on, and I think we've got some interesting guests coming up. But the largest YouTuber in the world, you might be thinking, why does this matter, Jeremy? Well, because he's the largest YouTuber in the world with the most influence on children anywhere, basically. More kids watch MrBeast than Sesame Street or any of these other. Oh, yeah. Shout out King of Biltong. Good afternoon from Anton's. Free shipping for your Biltong using code quartering, one word, on Biltong USA and AntonsUSA.com. Bought 100 Rumble shares yesterday, so I'm ahead of quartering's 95. Hey, you're up like 10% today then, aren't you?
Oh.
On pedos. Don't forget, Mohammed. You try to get me killed with these super chats, dude. I read it yesterday. Don't you want me to live? So basically, the world's largest children's entertainer is MrBeast and his production company. And it came out, first of all, that his best friend abandoned his wife and child and decided, I want to dress up in women's clothing. And then I want to use my position of power with MrBeast to get other men who like to dress up like women to blow me. And he's being completely canceled now. Even the left-wing media is turning on him.
About time. It took this long. The writing was on the wall.
Yeah. But for Rolling Stone to turn on a trans person, you would have to have them on camera committing terrible, terrible crimes. Like there's no way. I just couldn't believe it. Rolling Stone writes this article, puts it behind a paywall, of course, because they don't want everyone to read it.
Yeah.
And apparently, usually when people are cornered, they'll flail out. They'll lash out. Now, Chris Tyson, biological male who wears women's clothes, lashed out and outed another member of the MrBeast crew. This time, an individual who spent time in prison for spending time with an 11-year-old. An 11-year-old is a manager.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, not good. I mean, Melonie, what do you think about spending time with an 11-year-old?
That's terrible. I say bring out the wood chipper.
Yeah, I mean, in Minecraft, of course, but the idea that I never will understand how these people just keep, and by the way, this is a guy who is, has a high position in the company. So they said, in their defense, as they're trying to, protect themselves, so to speak, and, get the attention off them because now it's on them. They said, never ask Jake, this is another terminated MrBeast employee, about protect the kids from his own family, from his brother-in-law.
Dude, that's the thing though, is somebody's brother-in-law, how would that reflect them? Yeah, yes. Exactly. First of all, it's not family. This is just a big diversion tactic.
Yeah, it's his in-law. It's not his.
Yeah, it's not unless it's actually him doing something, then sit down, bro. It's just he is so desperate for, let's put some blame on somebody else that's not me. And this is another reason why you just can't trust people who are so deep into woke ideology and stuff
right.
is because, you know, obviously this is a very severe case, but even on a bunch of other issues, they are not afraid to turn on people. They will at any skeletons they might have in their closet or this or that. That's one reason why they love pointing the finger at other people, because, oh, let's cancel so and so for saying the N word 10 years ago, because people are going to be so focused on that, and it'll make me feel better because I have skeletons in my closet and I don't want to think about them. This happens all the time.
Right. I don't blame Jake the Viking for having a brother-in-law who committed a crime. He has nothing to do with that.
Exactly. That has nothing to do with him. Even if it was his brother, an actual brother, that's not him.
Now, this is the individual that works for MrBeast and is apparently a manager at MrBeast, who has starred in MrBeast videos, which is weird. How come all his employees are in these videos?
Ooh.
Now, people are going after Jake the Viking because Jake the Viking spoke out about Chris Tyson. But again,
right,
it's his in-law. He's got nothing to do with it. He's got nothing to do with, you know, MrBeast hiring this individual, employing this individual. But what's interesting is we have his rap sheet. And the important line here is, now this individual, I've got some inside information based on the actual case and what happened. What I've heard is, you know, he was 16 and they were 11.
Oh.
Now that is, I mean, 11 is prepubescent. That's literal.
That is so
ped
young.
area.
Yeah.
That's ped area. If you were 16 and, you know, in your full regular mental capacity, I don't know. You know, I think that's, again, if you notice, I don't know if you saw the video I did yesterday, but MrBeast has, he claimed he was hiring a quote unquote investigator to root out all the creeps at his company, right? The fact of the matter is, quietly, ever since hiring that investigator, MrBeast has stealth edited nearly 90 videos going back to as long as 6 years ago. 6 years ago, he was going back to videos and editing out where he was showing that type of cartoon art on his walls, which is, you know, of kids. He was editing out things it would look like where he was getting caught having other people sign his autograph and selling it as his own autograph. That's irrefutable.
I saw that one. Yeah. I saw that big video that his ex-employee made to where their rebuttal was just, nope, didn't happen. That guy had a lot of receipts.
Yeah, he had a ton of receipts. And he released a new video last night that had at one point over 100,000 people watching live. And it already has 6 million views.
Wow.
It has 479,000 upvotes. This video is going to have 10 or 20 million views by the end of the weekend. And in it, they're talking about this guy who was a MrBeast employee. And I guess he did some sort of solitary confinement video and it didn't go well for him. I don't really care that much about that.
Right.
When I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been your face. It's like, what are you concealing? That you were a registered sex offender and that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Like, do I have to?
They let him star in his videos, but they made him wear a mask so people wouldn't recognize him.
Wow.
So, like, it's very, you know what I mean? Like,
that's shady.
Yeah, you're absolutely covering that up. You know, like, again, you know, look, when you're talking about this age range, put it this way. I've shared this story before, and I think it is relevant. I had a friend who was on my baseball team who was 16 dating a 15-year-old, and they were hooking up.
Right.
And her parents, when they broke up, her parents read her diary and then called the cops on him. And now for the rest of his life, he's on the registered offender list.
Over a 1 year difference? Like,
yeah,
that's so much different.
Yeah, I mean, so you can also end up on the list if you get caught peeing outside. They can make you register. So like, there are a lot of things that I don't think makes somebody a monster or that could end you up on that list. And I think that they do need to really look at what qualifies, how people can end up on that list, because if you're outside and you had some beers and you take a leak in an alley, they put you on that list. That's insane. That ruins your life, you know? And but I think in this particular case, based on the documents, someone between the age of 1 and 11 is what the charge was. There are some people that have sent me, I could break some news right now.
Okay.
If there is something, where is this? Okay. Somebody people are sending dirt on Jake the Viking. Let's see. I thought, okay, here's the charges, and it said, I figure you want to know what he was actually convicted for and the curious nuances of the case. It says, speaking from experience in law enforcement, there's some interesting takeaways from this. First and foremost is the age of those involved. He was 16 when he is reported as doing this thing in the 4th degree, which means that you've hooked up with somebody under the age of 18. Other states classify that as statutory, given a 3-year probation. It points to him having been charged as a minor, even though the conviction happened in 2010 when he was 21 or 22. Another interesting point actually calls him the conviction itself. Delaware, that's what they call him, has a really weird statute of limitations when it comes to this kind of stuff. He may be able to get, basically they were saying like he may be able to get this overturned, but he was 16 and they were 11 and they hooked up. That's gross.
Right.
11?
That's disturbing.
Now, I don't know let me look up this. Yeah, 11. That's pedophilic.
Yeah.
That's not, there was 16 and 15 and you were dating and you hooked up. That happens all the time. I mean, my wife was born when her mom was 15.
Right.
Like it's not, that wasn't, and her boyfriend I think was 17 or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's not what this is. This guy is an actual creepazoid. Now I wonder why he didn't get a bigger charge. Like, if you actually hooked up with an 11-year-old, why isn't there I would think there'd be more jail time. I would think.
There should be, but the justice system is just crazy sometimes.